Good afternoon, everybody. Today, the training that we're going to be covering is going over protecting your client's information. What we're going to be doing today is really going over and establishing some rules that we need to be following when it comes to protecting your client's information underneath the constraints of HIPAA regulations and personal health information. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover this information. It's something that we all need to be very diligent about. And I want everyone who is a member of the A&B organization to be conscious of this protecting of your client's health information, and it must be done on all fronts. So first thing that we really need to talk about is what must we protect. So when we're dealing with protecting information, we must protect personal health information, which is going to include anything other than the name and address of your client. As we get into height and weight, we get into smoking status, blood work, past medical history. What are the areas in which we need to protect? And there are a lot of reasons that we need to protect this reason, but over and above all, we are all held to the highest standard under the Department of Florida insurance, under our HIPAA regulations, and what we need to do. And by doing this, we are going to protect all kinds of things that we're sending in a matter of correspondence, both inter-office as well as to our clients. Any personal health information is going to be required to be password protected via a PDF document whenever this correspondence is sent. So most of this correspondence that needs to be password protected is going to be post-sale correspondence. Things such as application confirmations, exclusionary riders, and medical records. All of these communications, or any communication that is going to have personal health information or sensitive health information, must be password protected. Application confirmations, when they're sent in to our administrative staff for tracking and to commissions, must be password protected. Exclusionary riders. This correspondence that you're sending to your clients also must be password protected. If you can imagine, someone gets a rider on the reproductive system and the spouse may not be aware of this. It is something that is sensitive and must only be sent to the applicant in a password protected email. Now, when I say password protected email, we are going to address that a little bit later on in this training, and that password protected PDF is going to be necessary. Medical records need to be held at the highest level of concern. This is going to have very personal information, including but not limited to social security numbers, doctors' names, blood results that could contain HIV results or other things of that nature. All must be password protected when corresponding via email communications. Things that we don't have to protect are going to be pre-sale correspondence that doesn't have personal information, such as plan summaries, benefit matrices, and quotes, and things of that nature. For example, if someone is looking for a quote and you reply back to them and you're disclosing that due to their high blood pressure there's going to be a 25% rating, that does not need to be a password protected document. However, use your better judgment, and this is only going to lend more credibility to your sale, and by corresponding with your clients and corresponding inter-office by using the appropriate protection is going to be better suited to our clients and really keep out spying eyes. We really have to be held to the higher standard of this, and those pre-sale correspondence such as quotes, benefit plans, and summaries do not have to be protected. So how do you do this? Well, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you right now is I'm going to show you an example of how we take care of this for our clients. And when you're doing so, we are going to always use our agent number as our password to open these documents when we are sending them inter-office. For example, your confirmations of your sales that go into the administrative staff all must be password protected, and you will use your Blue Cross Blue Shield writing number with no dashes, no spaces. For example, if your agent number 116 out of our South Florida office 5954, then you would be using 5954116. This is not sensitive information that you are giving up, so we need that in order to open these documents. Okay, so how is this done? So let's take an example and let's show how this is done. Basically, what you can do is you can take any document or any particular program that you need to create this with. For example, let's just use something basic as a web page. Okay? So if we come to our web page, and let's just say we're on the Blue Cross Blue Shield site, and we wanted to capture this particular screen, and this was the document that we wanted to create our PDF from. And we want to password protect this particular PDF. Whatever program that you're using, you are going to come up to the File function. If you're using a document such as a Word document, our goal is to get to the print functionality. So for example, with a web page, it would be File and it would be Print. If I was in a Word document, I'd be using the little Office logo and then Print. I come to Print, and then it's going to ask me what printer would I like to print to. When we get that printer that we want to print to, we want to use our PDF creator. Whichever PDF creator that you are utilizing is going to be the PDF creator that you're going to select. This may be slightly different for agent by agent, depending on which tool you're utilizing to create your PDF. We will then click Print. This is going to then begin the process of opening up that document and creating the PDF that you are looking for. Now this does take a minute depending on the particular the PDF creator that you're using. As you can see, I'm getting a notification down here that here my PDF is ready. Now again, this is just an example. Typically web pages are not something that we're going to create as a specialty secure document. I will come to my particular program. I have three options. I'm going to create a PDF. It's going to ask me what I would like to save. This is a test PDF, or we'd be utilizing whatever name of file that we would utilize. If this was a application confirmation, it would be last name, first name, the plan purchased, for example. And then where the variable is going to come is down here on the bottom where it says output options. Again, this may be slightly different depending on the tool that you're using, and you are going to see this button here that says Use Security. If I click on Use Security, then I am going to have to enter the password, or I am going to be password protecting this particular document. If this was a quote, then I would not have that selected. By unclicking that, it is not going to have security enabled on this document. So let's click on Use Security. We then click Save. Now it's going to ask me, what do I want to do? A password required to open this document. I would then type in my agent number, and I would click OK. It's going to ask me to confirm that, and I'm going to click OK. Now this is going to create that PDF document and save it in the appropriate location, so therefore I can go back to that location and I can get that file at a later time to attach to an email. If you are sending a rider to a client, please be conscious not to email your passcode for the secured document in the same email that you are sending the document. The reason being, if you send that to the wrong email address, you have not done your due diligence, and now if that is the incorrect email address, anyone can open that document. Be consistent. It makes it easier. And utilize one password for all of your secured documents so that way you don't forget. When you send it to your client, verbally tell them about this. Do not send one email with the document and another email with the password, because what happens if you have the wrong password? Now, from a practice standpoint, you should definitely try this, but let me show you how it's going to function at that point. So if I'm simply doing that, now I come back into my documents, and I wanted to find that quote. That particular person, that I saved it in my quotes so that way we can see it. And we name that test PDF. So hopefully we can find that, no problem. Here it is. When I double click on the test PDF, this is what your user is going to see. The user who's opening that PDF is going to have to enter the password that you give them. They would click OK, and now it will open for them. And this is the website, obviously the web page that I was looking at that I wanted to illustrate to all of you. This is going to function the same way in a Word document, an Excel document, or even a secondary PDF. Also, please be conscious of scans. If you scan a document and you are sending it in to our administrative staff, you also must password protect that document, because if you do not password protect that document, it is not going to be safe. So please be conscious of these rules, and that's how it's going to look. If during this process, as you're setting this up, you have a different PDF creator or you have some other tool that you're utilizing to create a PDF document, please contact us at the Tampa office. The number is going to be 813-288-9500, and we could walk you through making sure that you're doing this in the appropriate manner. I'd like everyone to be conscious of this and know that this is something that you must do as an insurance agent regulated by the Department of Financial Services. We must be conscious of protecting the information of our clients because there are many reasons that this information is sensitive. Keep your clients' information safe. Do the right thing in all correspondence, both inter-office as well as back and forth to your clients, and everyone at the end of the day will be safer and everyone's information will be kept away from prying eyes. Really want to make sure that we're keeping that safe, especially with information technology these days and how easily grabbable it is by some of the folks who are trying to do dishonest deeds over the internet. I want to thank you, everyone, and if anyone has any questions, please let us know. We're only here to help. Have a great day.